Hi friends, welcome back. I hope you are having a super fun day and that you're staying warm. It's pretty cold where I am, and the reason for that is because we are moving into a new season. If you remember, there's 4 seasons. There's spring, summer, fall, and winter. If you remember, we just had the season fall, so next comes winter. And you can tell that it's going to turn into winter because it starts to get really, really cold, and soon it'll start to snow. So maybe when it snows, you can bundle up really warm in your coat and your gloves and make sure you wear a hat to keep your little ears warm. And you can go outside and play in the snow. I love to play in the snow, but I always make sure I have lots of warm clothes on to stay warm. So, also in the winter time that I wanted to tell you is some animals do what it's called is hibernate. And hibernate means they sleep all winter long. Remember in the fall time, all the animals collected the food to store or to eat and get full. And then they sleep all through the winter. And then when the next season comes, which is spring, and it starts to warm up a little bit, the animals wake up. So today we're going to read just a book. It's called A Silly Snowy Day. And we're going to learn about an animal that should have been hibernating, but decided to go out and see what winter was about. So this is A Silly Snowy Day by Michael Coleman, and the pictures are by Gwyneth Williamson. Yawned Mr. Tortoise. Winter is here. So it is, yawned Mrs. Tortoise. Come on, Shelley, time for bed. But I don't feel sleepy yet, said Shelley. Ridiculous, cried Mr. Tortoise. All tortoises go to sleep for the winter. Why? Asked Shelley. Because it's cold outside and there's no food. But I don't want to go to sleep, said Shelley. I want to see what winter is like. Ridiculous, cried Mr. and Mrs. Tortoise together. Who ever heard of a tortoise outside in the winter? Soon Mr. Tortoise began to snore, and not long after that Mrs. Tortoise began to snore. And not long after that Shelley left her warm bed of leaves, and out she went through a hole in the shed to see what winter was like. What do you think she's going to discover? We'll find out. Outside the shed, Shelley blinked. There was snow and ice everywhere, even on the duck pond and the hill. As she lumbered along, a duck spotted her. A tortoise out in winter? Quacked the duck. Ridiculous. No, it isn't, said Shelley. Oh, no? Then let's see you break through the ice to get food like I can. Ha, quack, ha. He's right, thought Shelley. I can't do that. I don't have a beak. As Shelley began to walk up the hill, she met a dog. A tortoise out in winter? Barked the dog. Ridiculous. No, it isn't, said Shelley, feeling a little cross. Oh, no? Then let's see you keep warm by running around like I can. Ha, woof, ha. He's right, thought Shelley. I can't do that either. Look at that silly dog. The dog ran off after a cat, but the cat climbed up a tree. She looked down at Shelley. A tortoise out in winter? Meowed the cat. Ridiculous. No, it isn't, said Shelley, even more crossly. Oh, no? Then let's see you run into a nice warm house as quickly as I can. Ha, meow, ha. She's right, thought Shelley, shivering with the cold. I can't run like a dog or a cat. I'm just too slow. The cat raced off into her house before the dog could catch her, and Shelley trudged toward the top of the hill where she met a bird. A tortoise out in winter? Cheeped the bird. Ridiculous. No, it's not, snapped Shelley. Oh, no? Then let's see you fly home and cuddle up with your family like I can. Ha, cheep, ha. Of course I can't fly, thought Shelley. I can't even hop. Shelley felt cold and miserable. She remembered her warm, cozy bed, and a tear trickled down her cheek. They're all right, she thought. A tortoise out in the winter is ridiculous. She was so sad she didn't notice a big patch of ice ahead. And she slipped on it. Shelley fell over backward and began to slide down the hill. Faster and faster she went. Faster than a dog could run. Faster than a cat. Until suddenly she hit a bump and flew into the air like a bird. Whee! With a thump, Shelley landed on the icy duck pond and slid toward the hole in the shed. But it was all covered up with ice. Ha, quack, ha, what did I say? Cried the duck as she slid by him. Where's your beak to break the ice with? But I don't have a beak, thought Shelley. But I do have... What do you think she has? A shell! And tucking her head inside it, she broke through the ice into the shed and home. Ta-da! See her breaking in there? Hearing all the noise, Mrs. Tortoise woke up. You haven't been outside, have you, Shelley? She asked. A tortoise out in winter, said Shelley, snuggling into bed, and before she could say ridiculous, she was fast asleep. The end. I just think that's pretty silly that an animal who's not used to the winter, that they would choose to stay awake and go discover winter. I know it was a big adventure for her. But I hope you guys have a super fun day, and I hope you have fun learning about winter.